a left-hander, Jesus Luzardo. Buck Showalter has a
Phillies 5 innings. It took him 107 pitches, 2 and
concussion, and wound up on the injured list.
One of the things we're going to have a star and a silver slugger, the last silver slugger for NL pitch.
Walks per 9.
Well, you see the defense. They've got more production out of the defense. Arcia gets a start over Grissom.
21 lifetime against Max. First pitch of the night, a fastball on the inside. 7th in the National League in on-base percentage for 100 runs scored season. And he rips one down the right.
Is that what team makes the adjustment to all the...
Brian Snitker, who led his... Nimmo got jammed.
Mostly ex-players on his staff. Walt Weiss, Kevin Weitzer, Ron Wash.
32 since. Made up 10.5 games in the stand. 2 to Nimmo with Alonso next. And Brandon takes...
Seen Fried use a lot of breaking balls, cutters, sliders.
And he goes to the breaking ball to strike out Nimmo.
Handed, I go with Max Fried, a big bender that goes...
Well, he looked at film of Sandy Koufax to learn his curve, but he has been raging hot, especially with men on base batted in, en route to 131 RBIs for the year. He lines up the first base runner of the night. A little toward the end of the bat, but
goes into those big, good hitting streaks.
So the Mets with 1 out and 1 on, and he takes the first pitch curveball for a strike. And that body throw, get the out at second, and that's all.
Make this play with Jordan Groshans and his throw to second base, but that's for the Braves is top notch.
Stolen base, you have to be wary with Fried on the mound because offs this year 23 in his career. And Arcana the batter, and he takes one on the.
So a lot of soft stuff from Max Fried.
And Canna right now is a 21 game on base.
It's on the mound. His personal record in his career is 53.
And lost to the Phillies his last time out. That was 8 days ago. They gave him. Let's see the move, but
when he goes to the plate, see if the Mets can get a read on that. Over.
0-2 to Canna. Mets have played 7 games at Truist Park this year. They've gone 1-2 to Canna, and the fastball hammered. Well, there's Francisco Alvarez DHing. 1-2 to Canna, and the curveball stays fair. No, goes foul. Late call by the third.
Right on that line is in front of Ted Barrett.
The veteran Ted Barrett.
You know, I've always asked this question. I've never got.
Final Jeopardy theme just as Canna gets back in the. Canna 1-2, and he gets the force side retired. A hit. The Hyundai starting lineup for the Braves, notable by his absence. Vaughn Grist, DeGrom, and his first pitch is fouled away. Nothing in one.
A lot of first pitch swinging, but that was a young.
In the first inning against the A's, including back-to-back in his career. Acuna, he said it a couple of months ago after the series with the MCL. Acuna running hard, but he's out by a stride, 1 away.
The more and more you look at the Mets defense, you realize how much they miss defensive infield with Nito behind the plate. He's been on a tear.
To be Swanson. Showalter moved Sunday in the final game of the series. And Swanson.
Nito has called sliders 2 different times.
No hit bid in New York. His second start off the injured list has been the biggest issue for DeGrom this year. In that he's played every one. So since the start of 28-year-old impending free agent, and he swings through the fastball. I just don't know how those two things go together.
He's swinging the bat, Gary.
No contact, and he just got a piece. As the Buck said the other day, he said you got to swing. 1-2 coming to Swanson, and he struck him out with the slider.
But a big strikeout game.
Days after Michael Harris arrived in the big leagues in late May. He's hit with power. Native, grew up in Atlanta, and he snaked his way up through the batting order to the point where now
the acquired Rosario, Duvall, and Soler this year.
Brought him up from Double-A, and his OPS.
They get that with Alvarez in this 6-game.
That's DeGrom first time he faced him, and he gets a Next. And he struck him out on a pitch in the dirt. This is leading up to kickoff on Jets pregame live Sunday at noon. Reed, 360 lifetime and 25 at bats and free throw.
346 on the road.
His resume 310 against lefties. That's McNeil. Braves don't shift as much as many teams do. Eduardo Escobar on deck, and then Francisco out. And McNeil takes it high too, and the highest of any player against his own division. Neil leading off in the second in a scoreless game, and that's seen him some, but not a lot. 0.6 walks per 9 innings.
With no one on base.
My first big league at bat. It's the biggest game the Mets have in a couple of batters. McNeil Rosario, but he lost it in the lights. And McNeil didn't look like he had any clue where that huge game Wednesday. And takes first pitch curveball for. That's we're down 4-0 on Wednesday.
Coming in is tons of spinners and soft stuff.
Time seems like it's been less early in this game.
Yeah, it feels like 25
on deck. And the fastball continues to rake. Got a fastball
bar right now. He's been on everything.
Well, that started a little slow, then tore it up. Hurt his ankle in August, 95. And with the Mets not getting much, 20 years old. He hits the first pitch from his knees, gets the out at second on the relay for the.
That's what brought him to his knees. It skipped on him. Nice turn by Arcia.
So now 2 out. McNeil with third, and here's Luis.
Hit right on the nose by Alvarez.
Right there at the corner. And Guillorme. And that's Mario slides and drops the ball. Mets have the early lead.
As a good defensive outfielder, he made a nice play to come on it.
Into the first run of this game. Going to score that a hit, and here's Tomas Nido. And he takes fastball improperly. He had a condition that required surgery.
Well, like I said before.
Right. Well, the Mets get the last 9 at bats over his last 2 starts. Guillorme. And Nido with a good cutter. They have the fewest losses this year, the Braves. Nido, Nimmo would be next. And Nido fights one off. Neal's pop fly fell in for a hit. The next 3 hits. And Tomas wouldn't much more than you'd expect.
I think he has a game, and the fastballs he's thrown to Nido have been cut
with his command, which doesn't happen often. Walked. And Tomas fouls off the fastball.